Hey, welcome to WACTS episode 43. This week I'm covering what I did from November 23rd to November 29th, 2015. It was Thanksgiving. We had the longest weekend that I've had since this guy was born, minus the, I guess basically like week and a half that I took off after he was born. And I gotta say, man, my sense of time and what can happen over a period of time has drastically changed. I had such big plans for what I was gonna get done this time off. I was gonna clean the garage, I was going to organize a bunch of stuff out in the shed, I was going to do more raking, I was going to set up bookshelves and finally organize all the books that we got at our local library's book sale. And then that was all just like stuff around the house, and then I had a bunch of stuff for my VR projects and my craft work and my movies projects, my New York Magazine projects, all of which I thought I was going to be able to get done because I'm thinking like, oh my goodness, like 4-day weekend, there's so much you can do with that time. Plus, I got to leave work a little bit early Wednesday, so taking advantage of that. But yeah, not much at all. Almost everything I've gotten done, like in terms of actual work this week, has been today. And today's been a fairly productive day, but of course, here's the thing. This guy, anytime he's crying, anytime he's hungry, well, I don't really have to deal with when he's hungry, but anytime he's crying, anytime he needs a diaper change, anytime he needs to be entertained, that requires, 98% of one's focus. So I can't really be working on a different project or something while I'm holding him. I can watch stuff. I've watched like 3 movies today and almost all of Jessica Jones this week. But, besides watching things and listening to things, it is hard for me to do things. All that being said, still really great to spend some quality time home with this guy. The other big thing that I guess made this a slightly less productive week was our friend Ian brought up a big group of his family. There were 5 of them who came up for Friday night and Saturday and hung out for a bit because they were on their way up to Vermont for a farm up there, very cool, up in Marlborough. And so we were hosting, and it's an interesting thing hosting people when you have a baby because they're super awesome, friendly, generous people, and they brought food and got us pizza and all that kind of stuff. And that's wonderful in terms of not having to think about cooking and that kind of thing. But it's interesting because when you're playing host to people, at the very least, what you need to be able to do is, spend time with them. It's a little bit tricky if people come over and they want to visit with you and your baby and all that, and you're like, hey, I'm going to go do something else for a few hours, have fun. And of course, that's not what I want to do. I want to spend time when we have people over. But it is tricky when you have plans for other stuff to get done. It does make me think of our friends Danton and Liz, who live much closer to a lot of their family in Philadelphia with their son, who's 3 months older than this guy, basically double his age, what he is now, so he's around 6 months. And yeah, if there was family around all the time and family popping in and out, just like, hey, just want to drop by and see the baby, I think I'd find that really stressful really quickly. At least we have the benefit of pretty much not having any surprises. Well, although we did have Liz's brother show up, I'll get to that. Or no, I can talk about that now. Liz's brother showed up for Thanksgiving, which was cool because we haven't seen him in a long time. He lived with us for about 7 months right before we got our house, and well, mostly before we got our house then came in. But he came up for Thanksgiving, so we had a nice little Thanksgiving thing. He brought up his motorcycle. He seems to have damaged it coming up our road. But all that to say that we don't usually have big surprises, whereas people who live closer to their families and all that, people, I think, feel more comfortable just showing up. That being said, yeah, even when we know people are coming, it definitely makes it difficult to get other things done. I'm kind of rambling now. But suffice to say, love having guests, but it does make it tricky to get, things done around the house, things done in projects, and to just have, family bonding time. This is still very new. This guy is still a very fresh part of our family, and I think the 3 of us are still kind of working out what that dynamic is, and it's really important for us to have quality time, just the 3 of us. So it's going to be a pretty quiet holiday season. We're not traveling at all, we're going to be hanging out here, and so I'm hoping that, Christmas, New Year's, that hopefully will be a nice big chance for us to just kind of hang out and spend time together. Because you know what, even if it's something simple, like reading this guy a book or something, it's incredibly fun. I like it a lot. So let's move right into the baby stuff. Yeah, here comes the episode. Baby. Pachoo!